So this is a tutorial for the chords for the beautiful song What a Wonderful World as recorded by Louis Armstrong. I've kept it in the key of F so you can play along to the original, but I've also created a backing track which I've linked to in the card above in order to help you practice. The song is in a slow 4/4 time but also has an underlying 12/8 feel, and most of the time has two chords sharing a bar. So I tend to play the chords in 4/4 with 4 down strums per bar with a long strum short strum feel. So a strum that rings a little longer on beats 1 and 3 and then a short strum on beats 2 and 4, and this can also be muted with the right hand immediately after the strum. I tend to play the longer strums with my thumb and the short strums with my index finger. If I demonstrate over the intro chords of F and G minor, so if I'm finger picking the song, I'd play in the 12/8 feel, and I'm trying to loosely replicate what the guitar's doing in the original. The guitar plays a 6-note pattern over each chord or half bar, and this is an arpeggio of the chord playing the root, third, fifth and the octave back to the 5 and the 3. So if I just demonstrate with a C chord what I mean, so like this. So the string sequence I'm playing there is C, E, G, A, G, E. But because, unlike the C major chord I've just demonstrated with, most of the open chords we play on the ukulele are not in root position, with the root on the lowest string on the C string, and don't have the octave in the chord either, this doesn't really work very well on a ukulele. So I tend to play an approximation of that picking pattern, which is the string sequence C, E, G, A, and then back to C, E. And if I demonstrate again with the chords of F and G minor as in the beginning of the song, so I'll use this picking pattern and the 4 down strums per bar pattern for the sake of this tutorial, and let you experiment with this and any other ideas you might have in your own time. The form of the song after the 2-bar intro is a standard A-A-B-A form. So like having 2 verses, then a bridge and then a final verse. And for the sake of the backing track I've linked to, I've gone around the whole A-A-B-A form twice, with the last 2 bars of the A section on the second time around being replaced with a 6-bar outro or coda. So let's get into the chords. So there's a 2-bar intro with the chords F and G minor sharing each bar. So a half bar of each. So effectively. Then we get into the first A section, which has 8 bars. Bar 1 has an F for the first 2 beats, and then an A minor for beats 3 and 4 of the bar. Bar 2 has a B flat for the first half, and then an A minor on beats 3 and 4. Bar 3 has a G minor 7, and then an F in the second half of the bar. Then bar 4 we have an A7, which is acting as a secondary dominant chord to the D minor, which takes the second half of the bar. So A7 for the first 2 beats, then D minor for beats 3 and 4. Then in bar 5 we have this lovely shift to D flat major, and this is a borrow chord from the parallel key of F minor. And then in bar 6 we go to a G minor 7, but the bass is actually playing a C, which is not in the chord, but if we take our finger off the 3rd string, we're left with the note C. And if you play just that chord then with the 1st fret on the first 2 strings nearest the floor covered, we get this sort of G minor 7 with the C in the bass. You may also see this chord referred to as a C7 sus4. And then the second chord of this bar is a standard C7, which wants us to resolve to bar 7 and 8, where we play a 2-bar turnaround with the chords F, F augmented, and then in bar 8 a B major 7 and a C7. And the way I find this chord transition easiest is to play the F as normal with fingers 1 and 2, then leaving finger 1 where it is, I move finger 2 to the first fret of the 3rd string and bring finger 3 to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, giving me an F augmented. And then I shift both fingers 2 and 3 up a fret each, which gives me my B flat major 7. And then finally I end up with a C7. So quickly demonstrating that. F to F augmented. Spread those fingers to a B flat major 7 and C7. So let me quickly demonstrate the first A section of the song. I see trees of green, red roses too. I'll see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Then we get to the second A section, which I'm going to refer to as A section 2, as it's almost the same as the first A section, except the last 2 bars are different because we're going into the bridge after it. So a quick recap of what we have so far. Bars 1 through to 6 are the same as the first A section. So bar 1, a bar of F and A minor. Bar 2, a B flat and an A minor. In bar 3 we have a G minor 7 and an F. In bar 4, that A7 and a D minor. In bar 5 we get that whole bar of the D flat major. Bar 6 we get our G minor 7 with the C in the bass. And then a C7 chord. And then bars 7 and 8, which are leading us to the bridge, are a bar of F and a B flat 6. And then a bar of B flat and an F. Now the change between the B flat 6 and the B flat is pretty subtle, but if you listen to the notes on the G string throughout these 2 bars, hopefully you'll kind of get a feel for why they're there. So quickly demonstrate. So you're kind of hearing that. Okay, so let me quickly demonstrate A section 2. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And that brings us to the B section, or the bridge. For the first 4 bars of the bridge, there is only 1 chord per bar. So bar 1 is C7, bar 2 is a bar of F, bar 3 is another bar of C7, and bar 4 another F. In bar 5 we have a D minor and then a C sharing the bar. In bar 6 again we have the D minor and C. In bar 7 we get another D minor that then goes to an F sharp diminished 7. And then finally bar 8 has a chord on all 4 beats of the bar. So a G minor 7 on beat 1, another F sharp diminished 7 on beat 2, a normal C on beat 3, and then a C7 on the last beat of the bar. So quickly though, so. So I shall demonstrate the B section. The colours of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. Now the good news here is we only have to play the first A section again to take us to the end of the AABA form. where we can either go around the whole song again or we go to the outro. If we're going back to the beginning of the song, we would play the A section exactly as we played it at the beginning of the song, with the same 2-bar turnaround of F, F augmented, B flat major 7, C7. Or if we're going to finish the song, we would replace those final 2 bars with a bar sharing an F and an A minor 7 flat 5 chord, and then a whole bar of D7, and then we would add a whole bar of G minor 7, a bar sharing another 2 beats of G minor 7, and then a C7 flat 9 on beats 3 and 4. Then finally wrapping up with the same 2 bars as the end of A section 2, so a bar of F and B flat 6, then a bar of B flat and a bar of F, to finally finish with a single F6 chord at the 5th fret. For those of you that know your 2-5-1 chord sequences in jazz harmony, this is a lovely example of a minor 2-5-1 with the chords A minor 7 flat 5, D7 resolving to the G minor 7, and then a major 2-5-1 from the G minor 7 to the C7 flat 9 resolving to the F. Very nice. So I'll just quickly demonstrate going from the end of an A section into the outro of the song. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. So that wraps it up for this arrangement of What a Wonderful World. The Link backing track is in the same arrangement, a 2-bar intro, and then played around the whole A section twice, but with an outro from the final A section. All the chord names and sections are highlighted throughout. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give me a like, leave a comment, or even better, subscribe to the channel. None of this costs you anything. If you would like a PDF of the lead sheet with all the lyrics and chord boxes, if you buy me a coffee, see the link below in the description. I will email you that over. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.